All right, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Shamak. I want to first start out by giving all the glory, infinite praises unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakha Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach real well and oversee his tabernacle of David. Shalom to the sincere believers out there that teach and push his truth in all truth and sincerity across four corners of the earth. All right, so just to touch on prophecy and really touch on this coronavirus and basically the main topic of being the lockdown, because showing that this lockdown is in China, where it will soon escalate to the U.S. All right, it will soon escalate to the U.S. man. So this is a recent article, because this coronavirus, even though the Americans over here have ignored this pestilence, okay, that's sent from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that is sent from the Lord, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. The Lord is putting forth these things, man, to bring forth judgment, to bring forth death and destruction upon the other nations, and he's going to bring it to America. Okay, slowly but surely. Even though this may sound like a dead record or sound, it may sound like fairy tale, whatever, conspiracy theory. You can call it what you want, but people are not going to believe until the cities are locked down or shut down, which is according to the Bible, and until people are dropping dead right in front of you, man. That's when you people are going to understand. That's when you people are going to understand prophecy, and that the scriptures of the Bible are faithful and true. All right. So the title of this article is right here in front of you. It says China is struggling to get back to work after the coronavirus lockdown. And us knowing this economy, man, you just have to go to work, man. You have to sustain your way of living, man, your lifestyle. You have to eat your daily bread. And they got to, China, we understand it's their population, man. They have to go and get it, man. So this is a big hit on their economy right now. And you see the date from Tuesday, February 11th, 2020, from 11 o'clock this morning. All right. And just to quickly show that it's here in the U.S., for those doubters out there, let me get see if I can get a screenshot real quick. So here it says breaking. This is breaking news. This was earlier today. I seen this earlier today. It says close to 200 Georgia residents are being monitored for coronavirus. And they could throw these numbers out there, or you could be all shocked about the numbers, or you could think it's a game, because they may say 200 and it can really be 2,000. 2,000, man. We're at the busiest airport in Atlanta, man. And you think it's not a game, or you think it's a game. So like, you think it's a game, you know what I'm saying? All these foreign exchange students down here, these universities, man, it's going down, bro. Judgment is coming upon this place. Simple as that. Okay. All right. Really, the title alone, gets the point across, but just to see what they, it says worker shortages, transport disruption, and lack of medical supplies. Because look, you could look on, we seen last camp, you could look on Amazon and try to order a mask, and you won't be able to order until like March. That's an entire month. People need these masks, and just to get them a sense of comfortability. And the masks probably don't even do shit, man. But they're carnal minded, so they got to just depend on that. But we depend on the Lord, man. If the Lord wants you to get that pestilence to fall upon that, he's going to put you on that. He's gonna have it come to you. There's no stopping it. Just like there's no stopping prophecy. All right. It says senior officials in Beijing were speaking to reporters a day after an extended public holiday ended for much of the country, leading some businesses to try to reopen their doors. Others, though, remain closed, and local governments have issues mixed, in some cases muddled, guidance about what companies should be doing. Because it's all out chaos in China, man. They blocking off roads and streets, They blocking things off, bro. They denying people from entering into the cities. And this is biblical prophecy, man. This is biblical prophecy. Let me see. It says, look, it's quotation in the middle right here. It says, to be clear, we will strictly ban practices that restrict companies from resuming work in oversimplified and cruel ways. See, they trying to meet everybody's needs. It says dozens of Chinese cities were put on lockdown in late January, while many factories and businesses were shut to prevent the spread of the virus. The outbreak has killed more than 1,000 people and infected more than 43,000. See, those numbers are off. 1,000 to 43,000 ratio. Man, it's about probably 20,000 people has probably been killed and over, way more than 43,000, man. But, they lie about these numbers. Why? because to keep the people from panicking, man. To keep from even more chaos going on in the city. And that's kind of, it's kind of smart on their part, man. It is what it is, all right? It ain't it ain't dealing with us. It's dealing with us, but it ain't. We ain't in the rule right. We ain't ruling right now. So, and we know it's prophecy, so it's gonna happen anyway. And we're excited to see it because it boosts our faith, man. It just shows that the scriptures are true. All right. So I can really just touch on these scriptures that I was gonna get from from the prophecy. All right. I just wanted to see if any more. It says shorter on labor, materials, more supplies is needed. Mask makers, they depending on these masks right now, man. Let me see if I had another screen. It says it's from a natural. This was shared earlier as well. It says real coronavirus count. It says 100,000 plus infected, 10,000 plus dead, and those numbers seem really more realistic, man. It sounds way more realistic. All right. Because this virus has definitely touched Australia, Canada, U.S., touched down in Boston, Massachusetts, touched down in Georgia, California, Arizona. So, yeah, man, those numbers make sense. It only makes sense. So, I'm going to definitely get 2nd Ezra chapter 15. And we touch on it. We bring this out all the time, but it's only right that we do so because it is prophecy. All right, so 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Verse 14, I started 14, says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. See, all these nations are part of this world that we're living in right now. So all these nations, that judgment is going to come upon these other nations in different ways. And these nations that are involved in this very moment, those Chinese, the Moabites, the Lord is judging them, man. It says, because ultimately you are enemies of the Israelites, of the Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who this word, who in this truth is truly for. That's who the Spirit is truly for. Okay, it says, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, it says, for there shall be a sedition among men, in invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, it's going to be a lot of hell. That's chaos. That's chaos in the scriptures alone. Okay, sedition among men, invading one another, not regarding who the hell is ruling over them. They don't care about nothing. They don't care. They only care about if they're going to get something to eat or is their family okay. They don't care who's the president. They don't care who's the ruler of the mayor of the city. They're not regarding their kings nor princes. And it says their actions shall stand in their power. It says a man shall desire to go in a city and shall not be able. That's the point I wanted to hit. Because that lockdown, and that lockdown is going to come to America as well. That's part of prophecy, man. That's going to be part of Jacob's trouble. That lockdown, you're not going to be able to go to the next city. If you living in Atlanta, man, you're not going to be able to go Midtown, Buckhead, if you're on the south side. Ain't no way in hell, bro. You're not going to be able to go to those next, definitely Savannah, Valdosta, Columbus. You're not going to be able to do that, man. These things going to be locked down. And that's going to cause you to, start giving an uproar. It's going to be an uproar of the people. People going to start losing their minds, bro, because they're not used to that. All right, verse 18. That's why we had these scriptures and had the truth, so we won't bug out, so we won't lose our sense of consciousness, in that day. We won't be troubled. It says, for verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. See? Because these is a prideful nation. You nations of Moab, you ruled over the Israelites at one point in history. You had a short rulership, but you definitely had a short rulership, but you still ruled over the Israelites, and you came against us. You look at us as shit. You're an enemy to the Israelites, man. Simple as that. And you're spit to the Most High. Whether that sounds, if you think that sounds ignorant or, violent or whatnot, or a hate crime, that's just the simple and honest truth, according to the Bible. All right. So, live with it. All right. It says that man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And what's going on with China right now is a great tribulation, man. Thousands upon thousands are affected and people are dying in a matter of 2 weeks. You'll find out you infected 14 days later and you're going to die. You're going to die, man. This thing, it's serious, man. It's simply serious. This is get another point on that lockdown. Because it's going to come to America, and we already see it coming. Us being prophets and men of the Lord, we see it coming, man. And of course, we hope to be a part of the 144,000 that are going to be saved and delivered, along with the 1/3 of Israelites. That's what we're doing this for, man. That's why we pushing this gospel. We have to send out this warning, because, hey, if we don't, man, we trying to get the blood off our hands, man. We got to warn our people if you truly love them. So this 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 27. So that one man shall desire to go in, shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of a field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. See, people, it's gonna be very remnant out here, man. People gonna be barely making it out here. Desire to hear another's voice. Come on, man. That's very lonesome. You'll be by yourself. And people love bringing up the quarantine. They think that's the damn final solution. Let me get that real quick with the quarantine. All right, it says quarantine from the 1660s. It's a period of ship suspected of carrying disease is kept in isolation. So they're trying to isolate this thing. And you really see how they have been doing a poor job, because the Lord hasn't allowed them to isolate this coronavirus. You know, and I think they're naming it COVID-19. I think that's a new name for the coronavirus. And it says, so basically to isolate it, man. Okay, it says some of keeping ships from plague-stricken countries waiting. That's not even the point. Any period of forced isolation. So that's what it is. They're trying to isolate the coronavirus, and it has touched the uttermost parts of the earth, man. It has touched all across the world. So how much isolation have they been doing with this disease, this pestilence that's sent from the Lord? All right. And lastly, I ended off with Jeremiah. This is really about the judgment being set up for Israel, man. Because we're held to a higher standard. All right. It's Jeremiah chapter 6. I start at verse 6. It says, ask ye now and see whether a man do a travail with child. Whether do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Because these times are going to get so hellified and so crazy and so destructive unto our everyday lives. Men are going, even the ones you consider a man's man, are going to be crying like little punks out here in these streets, man. The gladiators you see now, the muscles, the LeBron James of the world, crying like little bitches, man. You got to really settle that in our hearts, man. Like, these things, that chrono, hey, you're going to need the Lord ultimately in that day, man. You're going to need the Lord, bro. Okay, faces are turned to paleness because of what's going on. How confounded people are going to be. How dysfunctional people are going to be. All right. Verse 7. This is the point. It says the last for that day is great. That time is going to be a great time. And that time being great is referring to destruction. That destruction of sword and those diseases, those deadly diseases. Because you go into the word pestilence, it goes to deadly disease. That's a plague sent from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. So that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. See, this is about Jacob's trouble. Jacob, the Israelites, the forefather of the Israelites, man. Okay, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, it's about their trouble. This time is coming for you all, our people, you know. But he shall be saved out of it. Who is that he? That sincere servant, that sincere believer shall be saved out of it, man. Okay? The ones that put forth their faith with their works, you know. It wasn't lukewarm. It wasn't bullshitting. Wasn't having doubt in the Lord. Those are the ones going to be saved out of it, and we hope to be those men. All right, you know. So with that, I just want to put forth that lockdown prophecy warning. You know, because it is going to happen. Of course, we don't know the matter of time, but we know damn well it's close. Especially this coronavirus even kicks even further. You know, because it is extending. I think we're going on 2.5 weeks right now. So. Hey, the prophecy is exciting. We in exciting times, and we really in rejoiceful times, because what? We're close to the end of Esau, the so-called white man's rulership, and almost at the beginning of ours, man. You know, we just getting started, baby, and we gonna rule forever. The saints shall take the kingdom, you know, and we're gonna rule on the earth forever, man. All right, that's what prophecy brings, man. So. You know, this is your brother Shamak, and Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, exhorting for those sincere believers out there. I want to end off by giving all the glory and the praises unto Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone, teacher with well, and the overseas tabernacle of David. With that, I want to say shalom, peace, love, and safety to the whole elect and their families. Shalom. Keep the faith.